If you had the chance to walk away with $100 million, but it meant leaving your best friend with zero, could you look them in the eye? Or would you convince yourself they didn't contribute enough to justify the split? Elias didn't just steal a company, he stole 20 years of shared history. He thinks he's a genius. We know he's just a ghost. Welcome back to Judgment Day Stories, where we pause, reflect, and remind ourselves what's right, what's wrong, and why it matters. Meet Elias, the visionary. He's the face of the brand. He's the one who speaks at conferences. Beside him is Sarah, the engine. She's the one who actually makes the product work. They were a perfect unit. They survived the 2008 crash. They survived the lean years. This is the illusion that a partnership is a marriage of equals. But for Elias, the pillar of narcissistic merit was already taking root. He began to tell himself a story. He was the one the investors liked. He was the one who took the risks. Sarah was just administrative support. He began to view her 50% stake not as a promise, but as a tax on his brilliance. The receipt isn't a hidden offshore account. It's a signature on a routine update document from 5 years ago. While Sarah was distracted with the birth of her first child, Elias presented her with a stack of papers. He told her they were standard liability waivers. In reality, he slipped in an amendment that reclassified her shares as non-voting in the event of a buyout. The point of no return. The day the conglomerate called. Elias handled the negotiations in secret. He used the amendment to bypass Sarah's consent entirely. The receipt is a recording of the final closing meeting where Elias is asked about his partner. His response? She's been transitioning out for years. This is a solo exit. He didn't just lie to the buyers. He erased her existence to maximize his payout. Why? We analyze the pillar of betrayal by devaluation. Elias justifies this by saying Sarah lost her edge after having kids. He tells himself he's protecting the company's legacy. But let's perform the surgery on that excuse. Elias waited for a moment of vulnerability, motherhood, to plant the seeds of her financial ruin. He didn't have the courage to buy her out fairly. He didn't have the integrity to tell her the truth. He chose to gaslight a woman who had worked 80-hour weeks for 2 decades. This is the autopsy of a soul that has become so hollow, it can only be filled with currency. He traded a sister for a higher net worth. Elias is on the cover of Forbes. He's a self-made billionaire. Sarah is in a legal battle she can't afford, fighting for a fraction of what she built. Elias claims he followed the law. And he did. He followed the law he manipulated. But in the court of character, his bankruptcy is total. He is the king of a mountain of stolen labor. He has the money, but he can never buy back the man he was before the check cleared. We've laid out the receipts. The evidence is clear. Now, the floor is yours. In this case, is this a mistake, or is this a choice? Tell us, what would you do if today was your judgment day? In the comments, we are reading every single one.